Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a moment in every life where you must ask yourself, who am I? What do I stand for? These are not idle questions, they are the foundation of your existence. Life, you see, is not a stage where you beg for roles that don't suit you, chase after audiences who don't see your worth, or play games to win favor. No, life demands more. It demands authenticity, strength, and dignity. Begging is beneath you. When you plead for someone's attention, approval, or affection, you are not truly living, you are shrinking. Shrinking into a version of yourself that you would not even recognize. You were not born to beg, you were born to command. Not through force, not through games, but by the simple truth of your presence. Your worth does not require validation from another. It simply is. And chasing? Ah, the folly of the chase. How often do we pursue things or people believing that they will complete us? How often do we exhaust ourselves chasing shadows, only to find that what we were chasing wasn't worth it? Stop running. Stop exhausting yourself for what refuses to meet you halfway. A lion does not chase its prey endlessly. It moves with intent, with clarity, and if the prey escapes, it does not mourn. It knows its strength, and you must know yours. Now, the modern plague of ceaseless texting and meaningless games, how they dilute our time, our energy, our connection to the world. Words typed in haste, sent to fill a void, often return empty. Stop texting to be seen. Stop crafting messages to spark attention where there is none. Words mean nothing when not backed by action, by sincerity, by presence. Save your voice for those who listen. Save your energy for those who meet you with theirs. As for games, life is too short, far too precious to waste on deceit and manipulation. If you must strategize to win someone's heart, then it isn't worth winning. True connections are born of truth. Be real, or be nothing at all. There is a quiet power in restraint, in not texting first, in not chasing what flees, in not begging for what does not willingly come to you. Let silence work for you. Let your absence speak. Let the world know that your time, your energy, your heart, these are treasures not to be given lightly. And while you practice this restraint, something remarkable happens. You become whole. You begin to fill the voids within yourself, not with the presence of others, but with your own light, your own strength. You become magnetic. People and opportunities of value will find you not because you begged, chased, or played, but because you stood firm in your truth. So I leave you with this: refuse to beg. Refuse to chase. Refuse to play games. Stand tall. Speak only when necessary. Act with intention, and let the world come to you not because you demand it, but because you no longer need it. Your self-worth is the essence of who you are. It is not tied to the opinions of others or the fleeting validation you may receive from the world around you. Yet so often we find ourselves seeking approval, bending ourselves to fit into molds that were never meant for us. This is the beginning of a dangerous compromise, a gradual erosion of your dignity, piece by piece, in exchange for something that can never truly fulfill you. Dignity is not something anyone can give you. It is an unyielding part of your identity. It is the quiet strength that resides in your spirit, reminding you that you are enough just as you are. But recognizing this intrinsic value is not always easy, especially in a world that seems to reward those who shout the loudest, conform the quickest, or seek the most attention. The truth is, you do not need to beg for anyone's approval, love, or validation. To do so is to undervalue the treasure that you already are. When you allow yourself to beg, whether for someone's affection, time, or acknowledgement, you are sending a message to yourself and to the world that your worth is conditional. Conditional upon how others see you, treat you, or choose to interact with you. This mindset places your value outside of yourself, leaving it vulnerable to the whims and opinions of others. You become a puppet, and they hold the strings. This is not living. This is not freedom. True freedom comes when you realize that your worth is inherent, fixed, and cannot be diminished by another's failure to recognize it. To embrace your self-worth, you must stop looking outward for confirmation. The validation you seek must come from within. Start by acknowledging the qualities that make you unique. Look at your resilience, your talents, your capacity for kindness, and the dreams you hold dear. These things are yours and yours alone, and they are enough to define your worth. You do not need someone else to affirm them for them to be real. Protecting your dignity means setting boundaries, and boundaries are not walls, they are guidelines for how others may interact with you. They are a declaration of your standards that reflect the respect you have for yourself. When you enforce these boundaries, you teach others how to treat you. You show them that you are not someone who will tolerate being treated as an afterthought or an option. This is not arrogance, it is self-respect. But self-worth also requires courage. It takes courage to walk away from situations or people who fail to honor your value. It takes courage to stand alone, rather than compromise your dignity for the sake of company. There will be moments when it feels easier to settle, to beg, to conform. Resist this urge. Every time you choose yourself, you strengthen the foundation of your worth. You remind yourself that you are enough, regardless of who sees it or acknowledges it. This journey is not without its challenges. Society often teaches us to equate our value with our relationships, achievements, or appearances. Breaking free from these narratives requires effort and mindfulness. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, who see your worth without you having to prove it. Seek environments that nurture your growth and align with your values. These choices reinforce your sense of self-worth and help you maintain your dignity. You were not put on this earth to beg for scraps of attention, affection, or approval. You are here to live boldly, to share your light, and to stand in the fullness of who you are. Let go of the need to convince others of your value. Those who are meant to be in your life will see it naturally, and those who don't are not meant to stay. Your worth is not negotiable, and your dignity is not a currency to be traded. Emotional independence is a cornerstone of a fulfilled and authentic life. It is the ability to stand firm within yourself, to know who you are, and to draw strength and happiness from your inner world rather than depending on external sources. So often we seek comfort, validation, or stability in others, believing that they hold the key to our happiness. But this belief is a trap. It binds you to a fragile existence, one where your peace and contentment are tethered to forces outside your control. Emotional independence is the antidote, offering freedom, strength, and resilience. To be emotionally independent is to recognize that your feelings, needs, and well-being are ultimately your responsibility. It does not mean isolating yourself or rejecting connections with others. Rather, it is about cultivating a sense of self that remains intact regardless of the comings and goings of people or circumstances in your life. Emotional independence empowers you to engage with the world from a place of wholeness, not neediness. It allows you to give freely without expecting in return and to love deeply without losing yourself in the process. One of the most liberating aspects of emotional independence is the realization that no one else can complete you. While relationships and connections can bring joy and enrichment to your life, they are not the source of your worth or happiness. When you place the burden of your emotional well-being on someone else, you hand them a power they never asked for and that you should never relinquish. This dependence creates a cycle of neediness and disappointment, as no one can live up to the expectation of filling the voids within you. Breaking free from this dependency begins with self-awareness. You must take the time to understand your own needs, fears, and patterns of behavior. What drives you to seek validation from others? What emotions are you avoiding by looking outward instead of inward? These questions require honesty and courage, but answering them is the first step toward reclaiming your emotional sovereignty. Once you understand yourself better, you can begin to address these needs in ways that nurture your independence rather than diminish it. Building emotional independence also requires developing a strong internal dialogue. This is the voice you turn to when things go wrong, when relationships falter, or when challenges arise. Instead of seeking comfort externally, you learn to self-soothe and to remind yourself that you have everything you need within you. This inner dialogue should be kind, supportive, and empowering. It should remind you of your strength, your resilience, and your ability to navigate life's difficulties without relying on others to save you. Another key to emotional independence is establishing boundaries. Boundaries are not just about keeping others from overstepping, they are about protecting your own sense of self. They allow you to remain centered, even in the face of conflict or emotional demands from others. Boundaries are an act of self-love and respect, signaling that while you value connection, you will not sacrifice your peace or authenticity to maintain it. They ensure that your relationships are built on mutual respect and understanding rather than dependency. Perhaps the most challenging part of emotional independence is letting go of the fear of being alone. Society often paints solitude as something to be avoided, equating it with loneliness or failure. But solitude can be a source of immense strength. It is in moments of quiet and introspection that you truly come to know yourself. When you embrace solitude, you discover that you are not only capable of standing on your own, but that you thrive in doing so. You realize that your worth is not tied to your relationships or your ability to keep others close, but to your ability to remain whole, regardless of your circumstances. Emotional independence is not about rejecting others, it is about embracing yourself. It is about living from a place of inner strength, where your peace and happiness are not dependent on the actions or approval of anyone else. When you achieve this state, you become unshakable. You navigate life with confidence, knowing that while others may enhance your journey, they do not define it. Emotional independence is not just a gift to yourself, it is a gift to everyone you meet, as it allows you to connect authentically, love freely, and inspire others to find their own strength within. Respecting your time and energy is one of the most transformative principles you can embrace. These are your most finite resources, yet they are often treated as though they are boundless. Every moment you spend, every ounce of energy you give, is something you can never get back. When you truly grasp the value of your time and energy, you begin to see the world differently. You become more discerning about where you invest them, and you start to recognize that not everything or everyone is worthy of them. Time once gone is irretrievable. Every second is an opportunity to grow, to create, to rest, to connect with what truly matters. When you waste time on pursuits that do not serve your purpose, or people who do not reciprocate your efforts, you are squandering a part of your life that could be spent building something meaningful. The same is true for your energy. Energy fuels everything you do: your work, your passions, your relationships, your self-care. To give it away carelessly is to deplete yourself, leaving little left for what truly matters. Recognizing the value of your time and energy requires a shift in perspective. It means understanding that not every opportunity deserves a yes, and not every person who demands your attention is entitled to it. There is a profound strength in saying no to things that do not align with your goals, values, or well-being. This is not selfishness, it is self-preservation. It is the acknowledgement that you cannot be everything to everyone without losing yourself in the process. Part of respecting your time and energy involves identifying and eliminating distractions. In today's world, distractions are everywhere: constant notifications, endless obligations, and societal pressures to stay busy for the sake of appearances. These distractions pull you away from what truly matters, scattering your focus and leaving you drained. To reclaim your time and energy, you must become intentional about how you spend them. Ask yourself, is this adding value to my life? Is this bringing me closer to my goals or enhancing my well-being? If the answer is no, then it is time to reevaluate. Relationships are another critical area where respecting your time and energy is paramount. There will always be people who take more than they give, who demand your presence without offering anything in return. These one-sided relationships can be emotionally and mentally exhausting. It is essential to set boundaries with these individuals, not out of malice, but out of respect for yourself. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, who value your contributions, and who respect your time as much as you respect theirs. True connections are reciprocal, built on mutual appreciation and effort. Respecting your time and energy also means being mindful of how you spend them on yourself. It is easy to fall into the trap of overworking, overcommitting, or neglecting self-care in the pursuit of external achievements. But this approach is unsustainable. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Prioritize rest, reflection, and activities that rejuvenate your spirit. These are not luxuries, they are necessities. Taking care of yourself is the foundation that allows you to give your best to the world without burning out. Another key aspect of respecting your time and energy is aligning your actions with your values. When your choices reflect what truly matters to you, your efforts feel purposeful rather than draining. This alignment creates a sense of fulfillment, even in the face of challenges. It allows you to look back on how you spent your time and feel a sense of pride, knowing that you honored your priorities and stayed true to yourself. It is worth noting that respecting your time and energy is not always easy. It requires discipline, self-awareness, and sometimes difficult decisions. You may have to walk away from situations, habits, or relationships that no longer serve you. You may have to disappoint others by prioritizing yourself. But these sacrifices are necessary. They are acts of self-respect, declarations that your time and energy are not to be wasted. When you begin to value your time and energy, you unlock a new level of clarity and empowerment. You start to focus on what truly matters, letting go of what does not. You create a life that feels purposeful, balanced, and fulfilling. And in doing so, you not only honor yourself but inspire others to do the same. The power of silence is a force often underestimated in a world consumed by noise. People rush to fill the gaps with words, actions, and gestures, believing that constant movement and expression are necessary to connect, to be understood, or to gain control. But silence has a depth that words can never reach. It speaks volumes in its stillness, offering clarity, strength, and a commanding presence that cannot be ignored. Mastering the art of silence is not just a skill, it is a profound act of self-discipline and empowerment. Silence is not merely the absence of sound. It is an intentional choice to hold back, to observe, and to wait. In silence, you create space to think, space to listen, and space to feel. This space is where true understanding begins. It allows you to step back from the chaos, to remove yourself from the noise of others' expectations and demands, and to connect with your inner self. In silence, you discover the truth of who you are, free from the distractions of external influences. One of the most remarkable aspects of silence is its ability to command respect. When you refrain from responding impulsively, you communicate that you are in control. You are not at the mercy of your emotions or the pressure of others. This restraint is not weakness, it is strength. It shows that you value your words and actions, that you do not waste them on situations or people who do not deserve them. In moments of conflict or tension, silence can be more disarming than any argument. It shifts the balance of power, forcing others to confront their own words and actions without your interference. Silence also gives you the upper hand in understanding. When you are silent, you become a listener, an observer. You hear not just the words people say, but the emotions behind them. You see their intentions, their hesitations, and their vulnerabilities. This perspective allows you to respond with wisdom and precision rather than reacting out of impulse. Silence sharpens your perception, making you more attuned to the subtleties of human interaction. It is in these quiet moments that you can see the truth of a situation, unclouded by noise or distraction. In relationships, silence can be a powerful tool for setting boundaries. It communicates that you will not beg for attention or validation. You will not chase after what is unwilling to meet you halfway. Silence can serve as a mirror, reflecting the actions and priorities of others. It shows them that your presence is not something to be taken for granted. By stepping back, you allow people to decide whether they will step forward. This act of quiet self-respect often speaks louder than any words you could say. Silence is also a gift to yourself. In a world that glorifies constant communication and relentless productivity, silence offers a moment of peace. It is a chance to recharge, to reflect, and to reconnect with your inner strength. It is in silence that you process your experiences, gain insight, and find clarity. Silence nurtures your creativity and deepens your understanding of life's complexities. It is not an escape, it is a return to yourself, to your thoughts, and to the truths that matter most. However, embracing silence requires courage. It means resisting the urge to fill the void, to explain yourself, or to seek immediate resolution. It means trusting that your silence has power, even when it feels uncomfortable. It also means accepting that not everyone will understand or appreciate your silence. Some may interpret it as indifference or weakness, but their perceptions are not your concern. Your silence is not for them, it is for you. There will be times when speaking up is necessary, when your voice must be heard. But even in these moments, silence plays a role. It prepares you to speak with purpose, with clarity, and with impact. When you break your silence, your words carry weight because they are deliberate and measured. They are not lost in the noise but stand out against it, resonating with the power of all that came before them. Silence, when wielded wisely, is not just the absence of sound, it is the presence of strength. The art of letting actions speak louder than words is a timeless principle that embodies authenticity and impact. In a world where words are often thrown around carelessly, their weight can diminish. Promises are made and broken, declarations are spoken without intent, and opinions are expressed without accountability. But actions are unambiguous. They do not rely on eloquence or persuasion, they stand alone, solid and undeniable. To live by this principle is to embrace integrity, to move with purpose, and to create a legacy of trust and respect. Words have their place, but they are fleeting. They can inspire and influence, but without action, they lose their power. A promise made but not fulfilled erodes trust. An apology spoken without change is hollow. Words without action are like a shadow without substance. They may catch attention, but they hold no weight. People will remember not what you said, but what you did. They will recall how your actions made them feel, the impact you had, and the example you set. Choosing to prioritize action over words begins with aligning your intentions and behaviors. It requires a deep commitment to authenticity. When you say you will do something, do it. Follow through, even when it is difficult or inconvenient. Consistency in action builds credibility and trust, both with others and with yourself. It shows that your words are not just noise, but a reflection of your character. Each action becomes a statement, louder and clearer than anything you could ever say. Actions have the power to influence in ways words cannot. When you lead by example, you inspire others not through instruction but through demonstration. People are more likely to emulate behavior they witness than ideals they are told to follow. When you embody the values you hold dear, whether it is kindness, resilience, or determination, you create a ripple effect. Your actions become a source of inspiration, motivating others to rise to the same standard. This is leadership in its purest form, grounded not in authority but in authenticity. There is also a profound strength in silent action. When you work quietly toward your goals, without the need for validation or acknowledgement, you reclaim your energy and focus. You free yourself from the pressure to prove yourself through words or explanations. This quiet diligence often yields the most significant results, as it is rooted in dedication rather than the desire for recognition. When the results speak for themselves, they are undeniable. They need no justification, no embellishment. Actions also communicate boundaries more effectively than words ever can. When you set a standard for how you wish to be treated, your actions reinforce it. For example, if you value respect, you demonstrate it in how you treat others and how you respond to being disrespected. If you value time, you show it by being punctual and expecting the same from others. These actions send a clear message without the need for confrontation or explanation. They show others who you are and what you stand for. Living by the principle of action over words requires mindfulness and intentionality. It demands that you choose your battles wisely and channel your energy into what truly matters. It is not about doing more, but about doing what is meaningful. Each action should serve a purpose, whether it is to build, to heal, to inspire, or to protect. By focusing on purposeful action, you eliminate unnecessary noise and create a life of clarity and impact. It is important to recognize that this approach is not about rejecting words entirely. Words have their value, especially when used to express love, support, or gratitude. But they must always be backed by action. Telling someone you care means little if your actions do not show it. Expressing ambition means nothing if you do not work toward it. Words are the starting point, actions are the proof. Together they create a harmony that is both powerful and credible. When you embrace the power of action, you step into a world of integrity and influence. You become someone who does not just speak of change, but creates it. You become a person whose presence is felt not because of what you say, but because of what you do. And in this way, your actions become your legacy, a testament to the life you lived and the values you upheld. Mastering patience is an art that transforms your life in profound ways. In a world that thrives on instant gratification, patience is often undervalued and misunderstood. Yet it is patience that allows you to navigate life's complexities with grace and wisdom. It is not a passive quality, but an active demonstration of strength and self-control. Patience teaches you to endure, to persevere, and to approach challenges with a calm and steady hand, even when the outcome is uncertain or delayed. Patience begins with understanding that not everything in life is within your control. There are forces at play: time, circumstances, and the actions of others that you cannot influence no matter how hard you try. Impatience arises when you resist this truth, when you push against the natural flow of events, demanding that things happen on your terms and timeline. But life does not work that way. Growth, progress, and success all take time. When you embrace patience, you align yourself with the rhythm of life instead of fighting against it. At its core, patience is about trust. It is trusting the process, trusting yourself, and trusting that things will unfold as they are meant to. This trust does not mean sitting idly by and waiting for miracles to happen. It means taking deliberate, consistent action while understanding that results may not come immediately. Patience allows you to focus on the journey rather than becoming consumed by the destination. It reminds you that the steps you take today, no matter how small, are building towards something greater. Patience also strengthens your relationships. In dealing with others, impatience often manifests as frustration, criticism, or the need to impose your will. But relationships are not about control, they are about understanding, compromise, and mutual respect. Patience allows you to give people the time and space they need to grow, to learn, and to be themselves. It teaches you to listen without interrupting, to forgive without holding grudges, and to support without expecting immediate results. When you practice patience, you build trust and deepen connections, creating relationships that are stronger and more enduring. In the face of adversity, patience is an anchor. Life is full of challenges, and not all of them have quick solutions. Impatience in these moments can lead to rash decisions, emotional outbursts, and a sense of helplessness. Patience, however, gives you the strength to endure. It reminds you that even the most difficult situations are temporary and that perseverance will eventually lead to resolution. Patience teaches resilience, showing you that setbacks are not the end, but a part of the journey towards success. Patience is also a key to personal growth. Achieving your goals, developing new skills, or breaking old habits all require time and effort. Impatience often leads to discouragement, causing you to give up when progress seems slow. But growth is not a race, it is a process. Patience keeps you committed, reminding you that every small step forward is a step in the right direction. It encourages you to celebrate your progress, no matter how incremental, and to stay motivated even when the path is difficult. Practicing patience in a fast-paced world requires discipline and mindfulness. It means resisting the urge to compare your journey to others, to demand immediate results, or to act out of frustration. Instead, it involves cultivating a mindset of acceptance and trust. You learn to find peace in the present moment, recognizing that everything has its season and that good things take time. With patience, you become more grounded, more focused, and more resilient. Patience is not weakness, it is strength in its purest form. It is the ability to remain calm in the face of chaos, to persevere when others would give up, and to trust in the process even when the outcome is uncertain. It is a quiet confidence that comes from knowing that you are prepared to endure, to grow, and to achieve in your own time. Through patience, you gain mastery over yourself and your life, transforming challenges into opportunities and delays into lessons. The art of walking away is one of the most powerful and liberating skills you can master. It is not about giving up or admitting defeat, but about recognizing when something no longer serves your well-being, growth, or sense of self-worth. Walking away is an act of courage and self-respect. It requires clarity, strength, and an unwavering commitment to valuing yourself over any situation, person, or circumstance that diminishes your peace of mind or integrity. Walking away starts with self-awareness. It is about understanding your limits, your needs, and your boundaries. Too often, people remain in situations out of fear of judgment, fear of failure, or fear of the unknown. They cling to relationships, jobs, or habits that no longer fulfill them because they are afraid of what lies on the other side. But staying in something that drains you is far more damaging than the uncertainty of leaving. To walk away is to trust that you are capable of creating a better reality, even if the path is unclear. One of the most challenging aspects of walking away is overcoming attachment. People often tie their sense of identity or worth to external factors, a relationship, a career, or even a dream they once held dear. When these things no longer align with who they are or where they want to go, Letting go can feel like losing a part of themselves. But holding on to something out of attachment, rather than genuine value, only perpetuates stagnation. Walking away is a declaration that your growth and happiness matter more than clinging to what once was. Walking away does not mean you lack love or care for what you are leaving behind. In fact, it often comes from a place of deep understanding and respect for yourself and for the other party involved. In relationships, walking away can be the most loving act you can take when the connection is no longer healthy or balanced. It is a way of saying, I value myself enough to let go of what hurts me, and I value you enough not to hold on to something that cannot grow. This clarity fosters healing and paves the way for healthier connections in the future. In the professional realm, walking away is equally crucial. Staying in a job or career that no longer aligns with your passions or values can lead to burnout and resentment. Yet many people hesitate to leave because of financial security, societal expectations, or fear of starting over. But the cost of staying in a place that stifles your potential is far greater than the temporary discomfort of seeking something new. Walking away from such situations is a bold affirmation of your worth and your right to pursue fulfillment. The act of walking away is not always immediate. It often requires careful thought, planning, and a deep understanding of your circumstances. It is not about making impulsive decisions, but about recognizing patterns that no longer serve you and taking steps to change them. Walking away is an empowering choice, not a reaction to external pressures. It is rooted in self-awareness and guided by the vision of the life you want to build. Walking away also teaches you to trust yourself. It is a testament to your ability to prioritize your well-being and make decisions that honor your values. Each time you walk away from something that does not serve you, you strengthen your self-respect and reinforce your boundaries. You prove to yourself that you are capable of facing discomfort, embracing uncertainty, and pursuing what truly matters. This trust in yourself becomes a foundation for future decisions, enabling you to navigate life with confidence and authenticity. Walking away is not without its challenges. It often requires letting go of comfort, facing judgment from others, or dealing with the pain of loss. But every step away from what does not serve you is a step towards something better. It is an act of liberation that opens the door to new opportunities, experiences, and connections. It creates space for growth, allowing you to focus your energy on what truly matters and align your life with your deepest values. Ultimately, walking away is not an end, it is a beginning. It is a choice to leave behind what no longer fits and to embrace the unknown with courage and hope. It is a testament to your strength, your self-worth, and your unwavering commitment to living a life of purpose and integrity. The principles we've explored, no begging, no chasing, no texting, no games, are not merely about setting boundaries, they are about embracing the power of self-respect and intentional living. Mastering these concepts requires courage, clarity, and the wisdom to understand that your time, energy, and well-being are invaluable. From respecting your own worth and valuing your actions over empty words, to embracing silence, patience, and the strength to walk away when necessary, each step reinforces your ability to create a life that aligns with your true self. By living these principles, you cultivate a foundation of authenticity, where your actions speak louder than any fleeting words. You embrace the power of stillness, trust the process, and take control of your narrative. Patience becomes your guiding light, and walking away becomes a courageous step toward growth and renewal. These are not just ideals, they are the pathways to a life of clarity, fulfillment, and self-empowerment. So as you navigate your journey, remember that you hold the key to shaping your reality. Trust yourself, honor your values, and move forward with purpose. The path may not always be easy, but with each deliberate step, you move closer to becoming the best version of yourself, a person who respects, values, and ultimately thrives. Thank you.